In today's video, I'm going to be going over a strategy to farm infinite amounts of evolved potions and infinity elixirs inside of BGSI. Now, of course, to do all this, there's going to be a little bit of preparation that you have to do, and we're going to be going through all of that together in the video. But I did want to just start it off with us opening a silly rift, because right before I started the recording, I found myself at a silly rift server. So I just wanted to give a little bit of context before we hopped into it. Thank you all so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you all do enjoy, and let's get into it. Well, I was getting ready to record a video here for the game, and we just happened to stumble upon a silly rift server. Now, where it's located at, I'm not entirely too sure. I think it's about 5,000 feet, so it should be down, and yeah, I see it right there immediately. This is actually the second one we've ever been able to find. So immediately we're gonna go and throw on our lucky pet team, pop a lucky evolved, speed evolved, mythic evolved, and then an infinity elixir, and we're gonna start going at these. We got our sound on. Here we go. We're gonna start spamming E. Let's see if we can get ourselves a hit. We got one first try. That's gonna be a doof. That's our second ever doof, and the first one here in this set. How many minutes do we have on this? 5. Okay, that is actually an incredibly long time. This is more than I had the first time around. And if you guys take a look here at our luck, it's almost 2,700%, which is by far the luckiest we've ever had on a silly rift, considering this is only our second one we've ever found. I was getting ready to record a video today about the new 200 and 250 mil egg that's going to be releasing in the next update, and everything we're going to be doing in preparation for it, because I have not been grinding World 2 as much as I've needed to so far. And we got another hit just like that, another doof. I think doof might be my favorite pet in the game at the moment. For my game board, I actually put doof on, so the fact that we just picked up 2 more is incredibly exciting. Of course, what we're still hunting right now is a round pet, and also at the very low chance we do end up finding the secret. Obviously, I'd love to have that. Another hit here, another doof. They're coming in non-stop now. We have just 3 minutes left here on the rift though, so we need to keep spamming E, keep maximizing our time here, but things are going super smooth so far. Another hit, another doof. At the end of the day, if I just keep getting doof, I can't be necessarily mad, but obviously I would love to complete the index here for the rift. We got another hit, another doof. Well, that's 4 so far, and considering the first time I was only able to find 1, I'm super excited about that. There's another doof. I would love to see if we can get one of these hit eggs to be a shiny. That would be incredible. Our shiny chance is currently 1 in 13, so not the worst odds at the moment. Okay, here's another hit, another doof. Well, I think at this point I've got 6 or 7, which means if we just pull a couple more in the next 2 minutes, we'll be able to just manually craft a shiny. There's a hit. Come on. Oh, that's a round pet. 1 in 250,000 on the silly rift. I was like, this egg is charging up longer than the other ones. Here's another hit, a doof. So round charges up significantly longer, at least it seems like. But with that being said, with another doof in the inventory, we're just closer to being able to craft a shiny. Let's see if we can get 2 more, please. So far though, this rift has been infinitely better than our first one. We're down to our last minute here on the rift. Come on, let's see if we can finish strong. We still have 1:50 of the infinity elixir. They should be ending around the same time period. Oh, we're on a little bit of a dry spell here. We haven't gotten a legendary in a minute here. We've got 43 seconds left on the rift. Come on, let's finish strong with just 1 more hit. Again, I'm still hunting doofs. I don't mind getting doofs. But with that being said, the fact that we were able to complete the silly rift index, I'm at least happy with that. 3, 2, 1. The rift is officially over. Oh, I was thinking maybe we could sneak a couple more hits in there. We weren't able to. Well, ending off on the round there, we got a lot of good pets. We're currently sitting at 9 total doofs, which is an incredible sign if that means that the doof on my playboard isn't actually counted in this, because that means we can officially get a shiny doof. And more importantly, of course, we did end up picking up a round pet. A 1,500 bubbler, 1,900 coin multiplier, 22 gem multiplier. Obviously not the strongest pet that we own, but a very, very rare one. All right, well, let's go ahead and swap back on over to our ticket team, and we're gonna head on over to World 2. Like I said, today's video was intended to be a video where we were going over everything that we're about to do in preparation for the next mini update coming to the game. So a little progress check. I know we kind of just jumped into this video. Since our season 2 update video, I've non-stop been opening up cyber eggs, and I've been able to complete the index, picking up the bionic shard. At this point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them total, which is surprising because we've hit up this egg 538,000 times. So obviously the Bionic Shard, very rare pet, 1 in 666,000 chance. We've been struggling to find it, but more importantly, I've been hitting up a lot of the game eggs. We actually have it here on the board for the next 10 minutes, so we'll go ahead and continue to hit up that. But we haven't been able to pick up our first jackpot, which obviously we're hunting. For the game egg, I've done a decent amount of pulls. We're actually sitting at 148,000, so just shy of 150. Looking into the jackpot odds, it's actually a 1 in 20 million odd pet, so it's almost as rare as a secret pet, and we are going to go ahead and throw on an Infinity Elixir here as well, just because I do intend on stacking up on a bunch of them throughout this video today, so I don't at all mind using it to get max value out of the game egg here. Oh, and just like that, we got a hit. That's going to be a Game Master. We've got plenty of Game Masters. I'm sure you guys already noticed that our team mostly consists of them. I do want a shiny, however many more I can. That way we can just increase our ticket multiplier more in this world. Right now, I haven't really been doing too much grinding for ticket pets. So pretty much all of my strongest ones are going to be the Game Masters. And I think once we craft all of the shinies that we can, we're going to go ahead and equip Team Up 5 on the entire roster. And then we should have a crazy set of multipliers. And right there, of course, picking up another Game Master. Like I said, at this point, we've got a lot of them. I think my entire roster is going to end up being a set of shinies. But we'll have to go through the inventory and take a second look. I think we might have even picked up a mythic at some point. So it really will come down to, you know, what can be the strongest. Oh my God, you're kidding me. I do not have enough tickets to continue to hatch. See, that's a great example on what I was saying. I have not been collecting enough tickets. But we are coming towards the end here of our Infinity Elixir and only 3 minutes left on the game egg. So I did want to also mention that the game egg is scheduled to be removed from the game in about a week from today. Now, the reason for this, I'm not entirely too sure, but that does mean that this is going to be the shortest limited time egg to ever be in the game. I'm assuming they're removing it because they did mess up the odds. As I'm sure you guys have probably figured out by now, it is incredibly difficult to get the jackpot pet. But the Game Master is a 1 in 20,000 pet, which compared to the 1 in 20 million is a big difference. Now, based off of Rumble Studios tweets, I can only assume they're removing this egg as quickly as they are because the odds of the pets were messed up. I'm not gonna lie though, I do kind of like the fact that the jackpot has such rare odds because that means that it's going to be an incredibly rare pet, and when you do finally get one, if you do end up finding one, it's, you know, a jackpot. It's a crazy thing to have accomplished. So I like the concept of it, but I do understand why they're going to be removing it. Now, that being said, game plan for us is to use the last 8 minutes of our evolved potions on the game egg, since someone did end up getting a bump on the time for it. And once our potions are done being ran through, we're going to go ahead and get into the preparation phase here of today's video. In the meantime, let's see if we get ourselves a jackpot. All right, well, everything's coming to a close here, so we'll go ahead and call it there for our hatching, swap back over to our ticket team, and let's finally take a look here at our pets. So as far as Game Masters go, we currently have 115 of them. That is an incredibly high number, but with that being said, I'm surprised we actually don't have any mythic Game Masters. Now, of course, what we are able to do is just sit here and create a bunch of shinies of them, which not only look super good, but they are actually incredibly strong pets. All right, we'll go ahead and save up a couple more of the Game Masters, even though I'm sure we're gonna get some more later on, but that leaves us with 11 shinies, so we'll go ahead and equip best, and to no surprise, all of the shinies are gonna be on the team. So that gives us 32,000 bubbles per click with just the team of shiny Game Masters, but more importantly, we're getting about 850,000 tickets every time we grab a single one. Let's also go to the Dice Merchant real fast, since it does refresh in 20 minutes, and we're just going to purchase everything here. And on to phase 2 of our plan, which is going to be going to the Void here and equipping Team Up 5 on all of our pets. And the nice thing about all of these pets being shiny is the journey to get Team Up 5 on all of them is going to be much faster, since we're able to auto roll 2 enchants every time. Well, that entire process was much less painful than I thought it would be, and at the moment we are currently blowing 162,000 bubbles per click, which already makes this our best bubbler team, and that just absolutely shows the power of the shiny Game Masters. But more importantly, we now have a 94,000 multiplier for the tickets. Now, of course, that means we're going to run on over to the robot factory, and we're going to go ahead and equip ourselves a golden orb and a ticket 5. And now we're getting what, 141 million every time we pick up a set of tickets. And sometimes when we grab those bigger piles, we're getting 247 million, all the way up to 468 million. All right, well, this is a lot more effective than what we were doing before. So I feel like just doing this, we should be able to hit ticket max in just a few minutes. So let's go ahead and take a moment to grab all of our playtime rewards, which I did need to point out, the pet for the playtime rewards is going to be getting changed soon. So the Kitsune, which is currently a 1 in 50,000 chance pull, is going to be going away in either the next mini update or the update to come after that. So if you guys haven't already found yourselves a Kitsune, you need to make sure to continue to pick up all of your playtime rewards every time you have the opportunity to open one. Lucky for me, I've actually been able to find one. Now there's still one more pet I do really want to get. I'm not sure if it's going to be a limited opportunity pet or if it's just going to be in the season 1 area forever. But if you go over to world 1, on the first level, of course, there is the wheel. I want to get the pet in that wheel, so I think in our next upload, we're going to be purchasing a bunch of the spin tickets, and we're just going to be spinning at that wheel until we do eventually get the pet. I know it is going to be a very costly investment, but I did want to just point out that I've been absolutely stacking up on Robux in preparation for all of the content we're going to be making here on the channel. So if you guys want to help ensure that I don't go bankrupt, I'd really appreciate if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I did want to mention, this might counter the point I just made, but at 10,000 subscribers, we are going to be doing a 10,000 Robux giveaway. But with that being said, there is a catch. Every video that I make until we hit 10,000 subscribers is going to remove 100 Robux from the prize. So after today's upload, our giveaway is going to be sitting at 9,600 Robux. So if you want to keep that pot as big as possible, don't forget to subscribe and even tell your friends about the channel. All right, 200 billion should be good for us. That is actually what the ticket max is here in this world. So I was right, that only took like 10 minutes of farming. Honestly, not too bad. All right, moving on to phase 2 of our plan. I first need to go to the masteries because of course there are the new minigame masteries. So we're gonna go ahead and spend some of those new tickets that we just earned to, of course, max this out. Now, going through all these, we have faster minigame cooldowns, more minigame drops, auto claim spins, which is going to be a big one, automatically claim free spin tickets from the wheel spin. This is something that I wish I would have had a long time ago, and it's going to go hand to hand to what I just said about getting that wheel spin pet. And then even faster minigame cooldowns, even more drops, the auto dice roll on the game board, which is a big benefit, and even more minigame drops, which is going to increase 3 this time for a total of 6% more drops. So we'll just stack up on some more tickets now that we burned through a couple of those. And again, this is not going to take us very long at all to get back to max because we currently have a 1 million ticket multiplier going. If you guys aren't currently rocking a full set of shiny game masters, I don't know what you're doing. This is by far the easiest way to stack up and advance in world 2, because once you get this team going, it's essentially endless possibilities. You can just hit up the cyborg egg for literally days, which means you could potentially get the secret pet, improve the team even more, or of course just hit up the game egg longer and eventually find that jackpot pet, which will stack you even more. So now that we're back up to 200 billion, we're gonna go ahead and hit up the robot claw. And as you guys can see, I haven't really played the mini game all too much. So what we need to do is play the hard difficulty so we can unlock the insane mode. And once we get insane mode, we're gonna be getting 3 drops every time we play the game, and on top of that, an opportunity to get the mythic dragon plushie. So let's just go through the hard mini game. So as of right now, we're going to be doing our best to stack up on dice, and every time we see a golden dice, go after that specifically. So this part is going to be a major grind because we're just going to repeatedly play the game, and with all the drops and potions you guys can see here in the robot claw machine, you'll understand why we're doing this in a minute. So here's the haul from our first game. We got a golden dice, a speed evolved, and multiple ticket 5s. On top of that, of course, just bonus dice. Now we're going to go back in here. We're going to use our skip pass, and we're going to hop into the insane difficulty for the first time. And like I said, I don't understand why it's called insane difficulty, because it just seems like you get more prizes and better prizes, but I'll take it. I'll take it if they want to call it difficult. I don't mind. It's the easiest game to play, and we have an opportunity of getting a very cool pet. I'm just stacking up on some speed evolves. Every time I see those two, we're going to target those, target the dice keys, and like I said before, target the golden dice. And once we have all of those items, then it's just clean up all of the different dice blocks that we can. Since our end goal is to eventually automate the game board and just have it infinitely rolling for us. Now, the reason I'm rushing to get this this done now is because in the next update, most likely the game board is going to see a nerf because of how insanely powerful it currently is. All right, well, with all that being said, we're going to do this until we run out of super tickets. I don't think I have too many of them stacked up. So currently we are sitting on 12 lucky evolved, 15 speed evolved, and no mythic evolved. We also have 40 infinity elixir, which is extremely good. But later on, we're going to do a check-in and hopefully all of those numbers improve significantly. The other thing I wanted to check on was how many super tickets we have, and we only have 18. So our game plan is going to be to use them all here on the claw machine. So I'm going to go through and play the game until I run out of super tickets, and I'll check back in with you guys once that's finished. So here's the deal. I've been on the claw machine for about 40 minutes now, and we still have 12 super tickets, so those are not going away anytime soon. But we did have a huge improvement on the amount of dice we have. We're currently sitting at 315 giant and 378 regular. On top of that, we've got 30 total golden dice, but there should be a dice rift somewhere below us here in the server. So we're gonna check that out and see if we can't use some of those dice keys that we've unlocked. I think that's it down there. I actually haven't been to one of these yet. All right, perfect. So we got 3 minutes to pull from this, and we have a 1 in 10,000 chance of getting a dice split. We've got 116 keys. Let's start going at it. I've had no luck on the golden chest at getting the pet. Maybe this time around we can do so. And as you guys can see, we're going to be stacking up on more super tickets. But let's see if we can't mess around, get lucky, and find ourselves that 1 in 10,000 pet. Ooh, there's an infinity elixir, which is a big pull. Some speed evolves. Oh, we're getting lots of good items. Another infinity elixir, another lucky evolved. Oh, dude, look at that. 49 dice. Multiple more golden dice, which is big. More infinity elixirs. We're stacking on those. I didn't realize how easy it was to get infinity elixirs here from these chests. Well, let's go back down because I also have plenty of royal keys and golden keys at some point and use all of those. And maybe I can finally get a pet from them. Just a few more opens here. This should be our last one. And we'll finish off with 8 tickets evolved. Can't be mad about that, especially once they bring in the new eggs for this world that cost even more. All right, so that brings our grand total up to 528 of the regular dice, 400 giant, and now 48 golden. So this is where you get a lot of the value out of the dice. Now we're gonna just do a couple regular rolls here, and our goal is to land on as many spaces as possible. Okay, perfect. So we're really close to an infinity elixir. That's when we swap to our golden dice, and we're just gonna use these one at a time to guarantee that we can get over there and collect that elixir. Now in an ideal world, we would just sit here and constantly use the golden dice, and that's actually where you get max value out of the board. Obviously what I'm doing right now is more of a manual strategy to get as many infinity elixirs as we can, but once you get to the point where you have enough golden dice stacked up, you can just infinitely roll those. And very lucky timing there, we actually ended up getting the game egg, so I guess that's a good opportunity for us to test to see if this glitch still works. I believe it's patched unless you're on an old server. So once you get this pop-up, you walk over to the game egg and press R and continue at the same time. And if you're on an old server, you can continue to hatch eggs while you're auto rolling dice on the board. So we're gonna do just that, and if everything goes according to plan, we should be getting evolved potions, which we just received 3 of, continue to auto roll, land on the game egg more, and of course we do have the ability to stop whenever we want and also swap over to the golden dice and farm infinity elixirs. Now at the moment, this right here is the #1 strategy in the game for farming valuable items, so getting all of those super rare potions, and of course giving you the most time on the game egg. This is completely automated from this point on, so for the purpose of today's video being on the subject of just preparing for the next update, this is what I'm going to be doing until that next update goes live. And just right there, you'll see a perfect example. We're still pulling eggs and we just got 2 infinity elixirs. So for the next 12 minutes, we've got 13,000% luck with just lucky 5. I'm actually going to go ahead and stop and exit here, and we're going to do ourselves the favor of putting on our lucky team and now equipping a couple lucky evolved and speed evolved as well. And for the next hour and a half, this is what I'll be doing. So once again, you get this pop-up, you walk over here, you press continue and R at the same exact time, and you're good to just continuously farm this with the auto roll if you did max out your mastery like you saw us do here in the beginning of the video. There's plenty I want to do, but I need to absolutely farm this before they nerf the board and all of the chances you have at getting these super rare items. And as far as a maintaining strategy goes for this. Once you get to the point where you have 500 plus regular dice or the giant dice, you're going to continuously auto roll like you see us doing now, and just naturally throughout your journey you're going to eventually also land on those golden dice spaces. So once you have enough of those stacked up, you're going to want to just have those going, and you're going to land on every single square on the board, ensuring that you collect every single item, including those infinity elixirs and game eggs, which of course will give you more time to hatch the game egg and more infinity elixirs and evolved potions for later on when they're not so easy to get. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in here to today's video. I hope you did learn something new. Once again, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so, because we are doing that 10,000 Robux giveaway. But for every video we have to post on our journey to 10K, we are going to be removing 100 Robux from the prize pool. So make sure to subscribe to maximize the size of the prize pool once we do the giveaway. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all tomorrow in the next upload.